Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Let's talk the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, shall we? As you know, the defendant was found not guilty on all 5 counts. He would have gone to jail for life had he been convicted of the most serious offense. What I find bizarre is that after the trial was over, there was a headline in a British newspaper that said, Kyle Rittenhouse cleared of murder after shooting dead 2 Black Lives Matter protesters. The man was accused of shooting and killing 2 white men and injuring a 3rd white man. How do you get this wrong? I'll tell you how you get it wrong. Because the foreign media assumed that the people that Kyle Rittenhouse killed were Black. Otherwise, why is this called an example of America's systemic racism? So newspapers all over the world assume that the victims, the decedents, were Black. They weren't. They were white. How do you get that wrong? How do you get it wrong that Kyle Rittenhouse was allegedly illegally in possession of an AR-15? He was not illegally in possession of it. A buddy of his bought it. The buddy was 18 years old. Kyle was 17 years old at the time and knew that he could not buy the gun legally. So he had his friend buy it. His friend bought it, kept it stored at his house in Kenosha so that Kyle would get it when he turned 18 years old. Furthermore, Karen Bass, the congresswoman from California, Democrat, she called the AR-15 an automatic rifle. It's not an automatic rifle. It's a semi-automatic rifle. These people are clueless. They even joked on late night TV that Kyle's mom drove him across state lines. Karen Bass, the aforementioned Karen Bass, even said his mom should be charged with child endangerment for driving him across state lines to participate in this protest.
You could refer to them as rioters. Here you have a 17-year-old boy who is driven by his mother across state lines with an automatic weapon. Frankly, she should have been detained for child endangerment to go to a protest where he says he's going to help the police. I mean, it was ridiculous. He walks across with his automatic weapon and the police just look at him. And the majority of the people that were protesting were African American, but the white men that were killed were protesting in solidarity with the Black people. So it reminded me of the civil rights movement.
The mom did not drive him. He drove himself. It was a complete and total lie. The judge was accused of being a white supremacist, accused of supporting Kyle Rittenhouse, accused of trying to orchestrate a verdict of not guilty. The judge, by the way, registered Democrat, ran as a Democrat. So the people on the left are accusing this Democrat judge of being part of the white supremacy. It's an absolute joke. One more thing. I think it's kind of a big deal. On the very same day that Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty, a white Kansas City police detective was found guilty of manslaughter for shooting and killing, wait for it, an unarmed Black man. That's white. White judge in a bench trial found this detective, a Kansas City police detective, guilty of manslaughter of an unarmed Black man. An unarmed Black man who, ironically, was driving a red truck. I say ironically because in Waukesha, Wisconsin, a man was arrested for plowing through a parade while driving a red van. Now, Kansas City, the trial was televised, as was the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, as is the trial of Armin Arbery. It was televised. So why didn't the media give a rip about this? And when it was over, you would have assumed that maybe somebody would be talking about it because, after all, isn't this something of a vindication of the allegedly racist criminal justice system that this white judge found this white detective guilty of killing an unarmed Black man? But nothing. You can't find it anywhere. Nobody cares because it doesn't fit the script. The script is that the judicial system is systemically racist. It didn't happen here, and as a result, nobody gives a rip. Maybe also one of the reasons that this wasn't a big deal, the man was killed in 2019, and even though he was an unarmed black man, there were no riots, there were no protests, there was no looting. So maybe that was a factor. All I know is it doesn't fit the script. The idea is that white officers are never held accountable for killing black people, particularly unarmed black people. This officer is now going to jail for a very long time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my show, go check out epictv.com for more fantastic shows. You definitely don't want to miss this. Sign up for free today. We'll see you there.